Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sari and as you can see we have a new cast member here joining my channel. I think you have gotten used to seeing Luna joining me for my podcast episodes, but I don't think she will be coming here on the sofa today because Eetu is here. So we got a puppy and he's been with us now for 3 days. So we got him on Sunday and he is a German pinscher and he's going to be something like a knee height and 14 to 20 kilos. So a medium sized dog. And like I said, his name is Eetu, and that's kind of like the Finnish equivalent of the name Edward, because many of you have already been asking about the name on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, you have probably already seen a couple of photos of Eetu in my Instagram stories. And as you can see, he has very short hair, so he will definitely be getting a lot of doggy sweaters when the weather gets colder. It's been super cold here in Finland. I think spring has been very late, and I was still using my winter coat last week and suddenly yesterday the weather turned and now it's been like t-shirt weather, so I can finally bring out all my summer knits. And Eetu is eating the pillow now. Eetu ei saa ottaa. Noniin, Eetu ei. So this is the puppy life. At the moment, I haven't really been able to work or knit much for the past few days. Ever since he came, also he's been a bit restless during the nights, so I haven't slept that well, but hopefully things will get better soon. But in my previous episode, I told you that I would be showing you my summer knitting projects, and no niin, Eetu ei saa syödä sitä tyynää. He's trying to eat the tassels on the corners of this pillow, so I'll just put it here out of his reach. He was sleeping when I decided to start filming, and now of course he woke up and doesn't want to sleep again. He should be sleeping for a bit. But, anyway, I brought the whole pile of my knitting projects here next to me. Eetu ei. Tuolla on sun pupu. Oops. Tuosta noin. Give him his own bunny. But I brought all my summer knitting projects here, and I was actually quite surprised how big a pile I already have. So I will show you what I've been knitting during the past few years, and also show you how the yarn has held up and so on. So pick the Roman holiday top first. This was actually the first summer top that I knitted already, I think 3 years ago, and I used Knitting for Olive's pure silk for this one. So the pure silk is a very light fingering weight yarn, so I held the yarn double, so this is closer to DK weight. And I remember when I decided to make a summer top, I was doubting the decision at first. I was like, is it really stupid to knit summer tops? um, and will I ever wear it? And I wasn't planning on writing the pattern at first because I thought that nobody else would want to wear a summer top. But I've been using this a lot. So because it's pure silk, so it's a 100% silk, it doesn't feel hot when wearing it. I think silk is a wonderful yarn for summer project because when it's cold outside, silk feels warm against your skin, and then again when it's hot, it feels kind of like cool. And like I said, I've been using it a lot, and it hasn't peeled at all. So the whole fabric is still in perfect condition. Here closer so you can see how it looks like. And there's just some slight discoloration around the armholes, but that has nothing to do with the yarn, it's everything to do with me. I remember when I started to knit more, that was like about 10 years ago, a bit over 10 years ago, and knitting wasn't trendy or cool back then like it is now, so I always felt I was like super uncool when I was knitting, and everybody was making fun of me like I'm a granny when I was staying home and knitting on the sofa watching some show on TV instead of going out with my friends. Or even if I went to a pub, I often brought my knitting with me, and people found it, some found it funny, and some even found it a bit embarrassing. So things have changed a lot from that in the past 10 years. And I remember still a few years ago, a lot of my knitter friends used to say that they don't knit during the summers, so they only knit during the winter. And I've always been, I don't really do any other crafts, so I don't sew and I don't really do crochet, so I've always been knitting throughout the year. Of course, I try to select my knitting projects based on the weather outside, so if it's super warm, I usually knit a lot of socks and small things during the summer, and I save all chunkier knits for winter time. Summer is also, if you want to knit something like a black sweater like this one, I've knitted this during summer because it's very hard to see stitches, especially if you want to make any texture when it's super dark. So if you want to make a black sweater or something like that, I definitely suggest that you do that in the summertime when you have more light. But yeah, this was my first summer top that I knitted, and also the first summer top pattern that I wrote a pattern to, and called it the Roman holiday top. And it's super simple. It's knitted starting from the hem, and it's knitted upwards in the round until the armholes, and then it's separated, and it has this garter stitch detail on the sides as well as here on the front and the back. So the front and the back are both identical. So that's the Roman holiday top. So the next summer top that I made, it was a submission for Pom Pom Quarterly a few years ago, and I can't remember what the theme of the issue was. I think it was mosaics and ceramics, I can't remember really, but I made this OG top. So this is the original sample that I made, and this is the one that I made for the magazine. So this is the one that was photographed for the magazine, and this is knitted in Yarn on the House Best Friend, and it's a very light fingering weight yarn, and it's a minty colorway. I can't remember the name of the colorway, but I will write all the pattern names below this video so you can check them out easily from there. And all the pattern names, all the yarn names, all the colorway names are below this video in the description of this video. So this is the OG top, and it was first published in the Pom Pom Quarterly magazine, and I used Katia Silky Merino, something like that, for my personal sample. And this is also worked bottom up and then separated, and back and front are worked separately. So it has this twisted stitch pattern here at the bottom, and then it gradually changes into this like fan and feather lace pattern, and you can wear it either way around. So if you want to have a lower back and higher neck, then just put it on this way, and if you want to have a lower front, higher back, then wear it this way. So it's totally reversible, you can wear it either way. So those were the first ones that I made. And then 2 years ago I made this t-shirt. This is the Impress tee, and it has a lace pattern here at the bottom, and then it has like this almost like set in sleeves, but they are worked in the round with short row shaping, which is my favorite way to make t-shirts nowadays. It looks like a set in sleeve, but it's totally seamless, so it's really nice to do. And for this one I used Knit One Crochet 2's Winter Blossom, which is a super lovely yarn, but I have to say that it's not the perfect match for this, especially for Finnish weather. So it's too woolen and too warm to wear during Finnish summer, so I get too sweaty wearing it. And then it's too lacy, too open to wear in the winter in Finland. So I could use it as a layering piece, but it's too revealing for Finnish winter. So I couldn't be wearing anything with so much holes and just bare skin underneath. So I haven't really used this a lot. I've been thinking about making this in some other yarn, something that is a bit more suitable for the Finnish summer. So maybe like a cotton or viscose or a silk blend, bamboo, something like that, something that doesn't have so much wool in it. The yarn is super lovely, it's so soft, it has a beautiful sheen, as you probably can see, and I love this lavender color, but like I said, it wasn't the perfect match for this pattern. This would make something like a long sleeve. If this was a long sleeve sweater, then the yarn would be perfect for it, but for a t-shirt in the Finnish climate, this is not the perfect combination. So I haven't really been using the Empress Tee as much as I would have wanted to. But the Empress Tee, it's a fingering weight yarn t-shirt, and it also has, the pattern has options for a sleeveless top as well as a long-sleeved sweater. So if I had more of this yarn, I would probably make it into a a long sleeved version, or then I'll just make another one that is knitted with some other yarn than the one that I used. Last year I finally like put the next gear on with my summer tops, and because by then I had realized that like two summers ago I mostly just used Roman holiday top like almost every day, and I used the OG top a lot as well. So I realized that I definitely want to do that. And for example, the Roman holiday top has been selling very well every year. So I thought that other people want to knit and wear summer tops as well. So I started out with the Monique Geller t-shirt. So this is also worked from bottom up, and it has the same short row sleeve construction as the Empress tee that I just showed you. This is also slightly more woolen. I knitted it with Einrum E+2, and it's an Icelandic wool and silk blend. You can see the silk thread there, and it's a super nice yarn. And of course this isn't suitable for the hottest days in the Finnish summer, but this is very good for layering, and also for like those a bit colder days in Finland. So the Einrum E+2, it's listed as fingering weight, but if you were to use some other yarn for this one, I would suggest taking something that is maybe sport weight, heavy fingering, sport weight, or even a very light DK. The gauge is very loose, as you can see. It's almost see-through, but it doesn't look see-through when you have it on. And I'm calling it the Monique Geller tee because it was inspired by, I think, first or second season of Friends. The character Monica had this white knitted t-shirt on her. The episode, it was called the Ick Factor, so it was an episode where Monica said that she was younger than she was, and she went on a date with a guy who said that he was older than he actually was, and in the end it turned out that the guy was, I think, 16 and Monica was 25, and they had both lied that they're about 20. So that's why it was the Ick Factor. And I wanted to create a similar pullover or sweater, t-shirt, sweater. So this is what I came up with, and I have been using this a lot. I absolutely love it. Doesn't show any other wear except that under the armholes it has started to felt, but I don't. It's not a problem for me. But otherwise it's in perfect condition, and I really want to make this in some other yarn as well. Been dreaming about Monica's white t-shirt, so probably going to make this in white. This is very similar to my Odette pullover. So actually the Odette pullover is pretty much the same as the Monique Geller tee, except that the Odette pullover is worked top down, whereas the Monique Geller tee is worked bottom up. So I was thinking about maybe doing a short-sleeved version of Odette. So it would be exactly kind of like the Monique Geller tee, except worked from top down. But I don't know, maybe it's stupid to have two very similar patterns. I don't know what you think, but I definitely want to make more of these because it's super simple, it's super nice to have on. And like I said, I've been wearing my Monique Geller a lot. Another t-shirt that I made last year was this one. I've been calling this the Coco Pullover, the Coco t-shirt, but I was so busy last summer with, we had such a hectic schedule while I was still working at Novita. So I was completely exhausted by the end of the summer. So I never got around to writing the pattern, but I've been trying to get back to it in the past few weeks. I've been grading it so I could get this pattern out for you to also work on. So this is the Coco t-shirt, and it's worked in the round, bottom down, and these are the increase lines over here. So looks like this. I made a little mistake with this one. The yarn that I used for this one is called Aara Koko, and that's why I'm calling it Coco. And the colorway is called Jalo, and it's a beautiful silk and merino blend fingering weight hand-dyed yarn. And everybody always says that if you have a hand-dyed yarn, even though they are from the same dye lot, you should always use 2 skeins and knit 1 row from one skein and then the next row from the other skein, and I didn't do that. And there is a stripe in the middle of the pullover, the t-shirt, so you can see where I changed the skeins over here, middle. It doesn't really show that well when you have it on, but especially in photos and here on video you can definitely see the slight shift in color, so that annoys me a bit. But I did wear this a lot during last summer, and you have been asking me to write the pattern. A lot of people have been sending me messages about this pattern and asking me to write the pattern, so I've been trying to comply and do that for you. So I hope it's coming very soon. And also last year I made 2 summer tops, and for both of these I used Knitting for Olive's pure silk held double in the same way as I did for the Roman holiday top that I showed you as the first piece in this video. And I used that combination because I had loved wearing the Roman holiday top, and I wanted to use the same yarn because I had realized that I really like wearing it and it takes so well to wear. So the first thing I made was the Florence Tank, and this pattern came out also last summer, and it's a lacy v-neck top with buttons on the front, so you can wear it as it is or as a little vest over a t-shirt or a summer dress. You can also wear it open. So it's knitted from bottom up, and then this bottom band is continued upwards and sewed at the back and sewed together here at the middle back, so it frames this neck nicely. And for this one, even though I have been using this a lot last summer, you can see that it's in perfect condition because the yarn is so amazing. The pure silk from Knitting Olive, it doesn't peel at all, so it's super nice. And this colorway was called Cardamom. I think the one I used for the Roman holiday is called something like Putty or Kit or something like that, but it's not the white, it's the off-white kind of creamy colorway. And the second tank top that I made last summer was the Venetian Tank. So this is a really simple, this is the front, you could also wear it this way around, if you want, with the button closed or open. This was super nice, super simple. I wore this also. I think this was the one that I wore the most last summer because it's so simple and it goes with everything. And this is the pure silk held double, and the colorway is called Copper, I think. I will write all the names. I will double check them and write them below the video. So this is worked also in the round from bottom up, and then the fronts and or the backs and the front are separated. And the neck is shaped with short rows, and then you have the I-cord wind off. And you have this very minimalistic slit at the back and a single button holding it together at the top. And also this one, no other like marks of use except some slight discoloration around the armholes. And I've been washing all of these summer tops except for the woolen ones, but all these like silk summer tops in the washing machine using the wool silk cycle. I think we have a silk cycle, or then it's a combined wool and silk cycle. But anyway, so I've been washing them in the machine, and they are in perfect condition. So I can't recommend the pure silk for your summer tops enough. It is very I think the what's the word, ratio between the quality and the price is really good. So it has a really good price point. I think it's something like €9 per one ball, and for this I think I used 4 balls altogether, so it's not too expensive in my opinion, and it's a bit hard on hand, so it's not the nicest yarn to knit with. So it's a bit rough, so it's not very soft, but I think the end result is well worth the effort, because this is so nice to wear that at least I will gladly knit with the yarn, because I know that these pieces are going to hold, and they are so nice to wear, and they look really good. So definitely recommend you to try it out. Or some other silk yarn. I haven't found any other 100% silk yarn with the same price range yet, so I don't have any other recommendations because I haven't tried anything else. So if you know a good pure silk yarn, you can comment below this video, because I would be definitely interested in hearing that. And then we're already up to speed to this year. So if during the first few years I made 1 summer top, and then last summer I made 2 summer tops and 2 t-shirts, and this year I have made 2 t-shirts and 3 summer tops, and I'm still planning to make 1 more summer top. I have this really great idea, and I have 1 t-shirt on my needles, and I was planning to make at least 1 more t-shirt and maybe 1 vest. I just realized that I forgot to bring the Aralita Vest here, but I will go and pick it up in a few minutes, and then I'll come back. But first I will go through this little pile, as long as Eetu is sleeping nicely here next to me and I get to film. I'm afraid to stand up and go away from here, because then it might happen that he wakes up and he starts to play and bark and so on. So then I don't have the possibility to film the rest of this video. But the first things that I made, I think, were these 2. So the Celeste summer top And as you can see, I still haven't woven in all the yarn ends because, like I said, it has been so cold here that I haven't used any of my summer knitwear for this year yet. But now that the weather has turned, I was planning to weave in the ends after this video because I was planning to wear this out today. So this is the Celeste summer tee, or just Celeste t-shirt, and it's based on my Celeste pullover pattern that I made a bit over a year ago, and you can already find the pattern on Ravelry, and this pattern will come in just about a week or week and a half, so very soon. This has short sleeves and it has a slightly slimmer fit than the original Celeste, and also it has a bit tighter gauge. The original Celeste is knitted with worsted weight yarn, and this is with 2 fingering weight yarns held together, so that makes it about closer to DK weight. And for this I used Knitting for Olives yarn, and not pure silk this time, but I used the cotton merino, which is like 60% cotton and 30% merino. The colorway is called Dusty. No, this was Dusty Rouge. This was Mousie Rose. Similar names, and it's a really nice, very slightly pink grayish yarn. It looks almost slightly purple in some colors, and it looks like this, and I'm super happy about it. The bubbles were a lot of work, especially holding yarns together and using a yarn that has so much cotton in it. But I think also with this one, definitely worth the effort, because I know this is going to be a keeper. And the next thing I made, again same thing, unwoven yarn ends. I'm the worst. I always weave in the yarn ends at the very last minute possible, so either when we're going to take photos or when I'm actually going to wear it. So that's like my least favorite part about knitting. I hate sewing the buttons, and I hate weaving in the yarn ends. I don't mind seaming. Seaming is okay, but yarn ends and buttons are not my favorite thing. So this is the Irene top, and this is currently being test knitted. Also, the Celeste summer tee is now being test knitted, but the test knit is almost already over, so I just need to make the final adjustments to the pattern, and then it's ready to be published. So that's going to be my first summer top to be published for this year. So this is the Irene, and this I'm planning to release the pattern in mid-June. And for this I used Katia Concept, forgot the name, Tencel Merino, maybe, I think. And the colorway number, I think it was 100, and called Khaki Green. And it has this kind of like bikini triangle inspired shape on the front. So these are made by increasing and decreasing stitches in this garter rib pattern, and it's worked seamlessly top down. It's super nice. I'm still waiting for the perfect weather to wear it. I'm planning to make this pattern also in the long sleeved version for the winter, or not winter, maybe autumn, because I really like it, and I think it would look really nice as a long sleeved version. So that's that. And then another thing that is currently being test knitted is the Ciao Bella Cami, and because of the coronavirus situation, we're probably going to stay in Finland for the whole summer, so not going anywhere before the corona pandemic, we always used to go to some Mediterranean country for a few weeks during the summer because I love the Mediterranean. And last year we didn't go anywhere, and probably not this year either, especially because we have this little puppy here, and because it's still not safe to travel. So we're planning to stay here in Finland for the whole summer, and don't think it's going to be that warm in Finland that I can wear this, but I know a lot of you live somewhere warmer than Finland, so you will probably get more use of your Ciao Bella Cami than I do. Anyway, this is worked top down. You can see a couple of videos back. If you check, you can see how I started it. So it started with the straps and then increased and then joined in around. And this pattern, like I said, it's being tested at the moment, and I'm planning to release the pattern in mid-June, the same as the Irene top. And this is DK weight yarn. I used Borgo de Pazzi Sira. I think it was 70% bamboo, 30% silk. It's a really nice yarn. It has a beautiful drape. And even though I don't think we have the Finnish weathers will be that warm that I get to use this a lot as it is, but I was planning to use this maybe with a blazer, or then you could wear it over a t-shirt as a layering piece, but I was thinking about wearing it to the office with a blazer and maybe jeans and sandals. So I think it will be perfect for that, like office chic look for the summer. And then two patterns that I'm still working on. I'm hoping to get them to test knitting very soon. So here's the Riento t-shirt that I have been showing to you, and at the moment I have graded it, and I should still write the pattern and finalize the charts for this one. So then it's ready for tech editing and then test knitting. But for the past few weeks I've been really busy with our book. Should be getting everything ready for the book in the next few weeks. And then I have a couple of other projects that I need to do, and after that I can continue with this. But like I said, this little fella here next to me has been taking my time, and haven't been able to concentrate on things that much. And like I said, I've been sleeping very little for the past 3 nights, so maybe it's not the best time to do too much math at the moment. This was knitted in Sandnes Garn Double Sunday, I think. And the colorway, like I mentioned earlier, it was called Dusty Rouge. And lastly, the last summer top. I know a lot of you are waiting for the pattern, and I'm working on it as quickly as I can. This is still unblocked. I haven't even had time to block it, but look, I have woven in the yarn ends. So this is something special. Not everything, there's some on the inside, but almost everything. And this is the Sunkissed top, and it has this lace panel, razorback lace panel at the back, and it still needs to be blocked so it really opens up. It's still drawing together somewhat at the moment, but you can see it starts to open when I pull it out slightly. So this is also worked from top down. So I started with this panel, then increased here, and then I picked up stitches for the straps and worked the front, joined the front, and then joined together at the back and knitted downwards. So this is worked in Schachenmayr Catania, and it was colorway number 437 or something like that. I think the colorway was also called Sunkissed, and that's where I came with the idea for this summer top name. So these are the things that I have done in my summer tops. I also have some other summer garments. For example, this is the Pass pullover that was published in Making Stories ebook Stripes a couple of years ago. And the original version was like this light grayish blue. And it was the silk yak from Mayak yarns. And I needed my personal sample that I've been using a lot. It's this one that I'm wearing. So it has this kind of like V-shape pattern here at the front. I'm not sure if you can see because it's black. So this is very lightweight. It's cashmere and cotton blend. I think the yarn is already discontinued from Knitting for Olive. It was called cotton with a hint of cashmere or something like that. But I've been wearing this a lot during the summers. It's too lightweight for the Finnish winters, so I'm always using this in the summertime. And I have a couple of other knitted pieces as well. For example, the narwhal sweater. I don't know if you remember it. It was knitted in a sport weight cotton yarn, so that's also something that I use only during the summertime. It's too cold for the Finnish winters. But I'll show you something that I have on my needles at the moment, because I absolutely loved working on the Celeste summer tee, and I kind of wanted to make one more t-shirt. And this was actually something that a couple of my followers on Instagram and here on YouTube pointed out. That's about the Kuutar Pullover, that you would really want to do a Kuutar Pullover, but you live in Spain or in some other warm country, that the Kuutar Pullover is too warm and too heavyweight for you to use. And you asked if I wanted to, if I could make a summer version of Kuutar. So here we are. This is going to be slightly more lightweight, slightly tighter gauge Kuutar t-shirt, same way as the Celeste tee. And the yarn that I'm using for this one is this beautiful silk merino and a linen blend from Malabrigo, and it's the Susurro, and the colorway is called Pearl. I used the same colorway for my ballad socks last year, and I absolutely loved that. So that's why I'm using the same colorway for this one. So it's like a warm gray color. It looks kind of pink, kind of almost purple in some lights. It's really beautiful. Here you can see, and because this has a 50% silk content, then it also has a really beautiful sheen. So I wanted to pick something totally different because the original Kuutar was like knitted with a mohair blend. So I used one strand of silk mohair and one strand of Finchip wool. So it's really woolen and kind of like it has this halo of mohair, so it's fuzzy and warm. So I wanted to use something that has kind of like the totally different character. So that's why I picked this one. So it has a lot like crispier stitch definition and the sheen of the silk. So I think I like how the pattern looks completely different with this other yarn. But now I will go and pick up the Aralita Vest and I'll show it to you quickly here at the end. So, oops, the whole pile of knitwear fell on the floor, but it doesn't matter. I'll pick it up soon. This is the Aralita Vest and the pattern is now finally out. I made this already last autumn, but I never got around to writing the pattern until now. So it looks like this, and I've been using this as a sleeveless top around the house already. So it definitely works as a sleeveless top as well. It looks really nice with like kind of like just like wider pants, like culottes or something like that. So that's what I've been wearing it with. And I used DK weight wool and alpaca blend for this one. It was so I used DK weight, alpaca, and wool blend from West Yorkshire Spinners. It was the Illustrious Naturals, and the colorway is called Old Lace. And it's a bit too warm for summer weather, but this could be knitted easily with some other, like maybe a cotton blend or something like that, and made into a really nice summer top. But yeah, that's everything I had for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching this and seeing all my summer tops, and even I was a bit surprised to see how many summer tops I have already made. I'll just pick up the whole pile from the floor. So it's a huge pile, and I've been using almost every one of them a lot. So summer knitting is definitely a new thing and something that I will be doing in the future as well. I hope I'll get to film you a new episode very soon, and until that, see you, bye!